When sibling jealousy shows up as bad behavior, almost every parent who welcomes a second or even third child into the family has a moment where they look at their older child and wonder, where did my sweet kid go? Maybe you notice more tantrums, refusals to help, sudden setbacks with sleep, or even aggression towards the new sibling. What most people call bad behavior is almost always a signal, a red flag waving to tell you, something inside me is too big for me to handle right now. If your older child is suddenly falling apart after a baby arrives or when your attention shifts, what you're seeing isn't just acting out for attention or being naughty. You're seeing a deeply human reaction to change, loss, and the struggle for connection in an unfamiliar new world. By the end of this video, you'll see sibling jealousy in a completely new light. You'll know how to spot what your child is feeling underneath the surface, how to respond with wisdom and connection, and you'll get simple, real-life strategies that help your children build a warmer, healthier bond. You'll learn how to gently hold boundaries around aggression while honoring your child's feelings so everyone in your family, including you, has a little more breathing room. If this is resonating with you already, take a moment and give this video a like, subscribe to Calm Roots Parenting for more gentle guidance, and let me know in the comments how many years apart your kids are right now. It's always so comforting to see how many families go through this together. Let's start with the science underneath sibling jealousy. Your child's brain is wired for connection with you. In the early years, before age 5, their entire sense of safety and self is built on your attention, affection, and emotional presence. When a new sibling arrives, especially a baby who needs constant care, a piece of your attention, your emotional fuel, suddenly gets diverted. For your older child, this shift isn't just an inconvenience. It feels like their whole universe is shifting. Their brain may say, "Is there enough love for me now?" Every cell in their body is designed to keep your connection close, because that's how humans survived and thrived through history. So, when it seems like your attention is in short supply, their nervous system goes on high alert. This is why a child who was once easygoing might suddenly refuse to brush their teeth, yell at bedtime, or forget toilet skills they seem to have mastered months ago. Or you might see suddenly louder, more disruptive play, or direct aggression towards the baby. Underneath it all, it's not a child trying to ruin your day. It's a child saying, "Do you still see me? Am I still safe and loved here?" Sibling competition is wired into human development, but that doesn't mean it has to turn into endless conflict or guilt for you or your children. When you learn to spot the need under the behavior, you actually help your child grow resilience, empathy, and self-confidence for life. Let's talk about why it hurts and feels so personal when the older child acts out after a baby arrives. For the parent, there's often a storm of emotions: guilt for not being able to do it all, frustration at feeling pulled in two, and sometimes shame or doubt about what it means about your parenting. Maybe you find yourself snapping, pleading, or giving endless lectures before collapsing into guilt again. Let me say this as clearly as possible. You are not a bad parent. Society makes us believe that good children are always polite and loving and that good parents never lose their strength or patience. That's just not real. Most of us were never shown how to handle big emotions in a family, especially jealousy, anger, or sadness. If you're breaking this cycle now, you're already doing incredible work, even if it's messy. Here's the hopeful news. Behavioral outbursts are just the tip of the iceberg. Inside, your older child is shocked, confused, even grief-stricken, but it doesn't last forever. In families where parents can see the emotion under the behavior and meet the need with connection while still holding boundaries, children actually bounce back stronger. They learn there is enough love to go around. You're helping them build healthy confidence that isn't built on competition or perfection, but on being seen and valued for who they are. So what can you do practically when sibling jealousy shows up as bad behavior? Let's break it down into 4 powerful shifts that make an enormous difference. First, normalize jealousy. Acknowledge out loud to your older child that it's absolutely normal to have mixed feelings about a new sibling. You can say, "It's so hard when the baby needs so much of me. Sometimes it feels unfair or like things have changed too fast. I really get that." When you give words to the experience, You help your child move from shame to understanding, from feeling alone to feeling deeply seen. This is the foundation of emotional intelligence, learning to name feelings, not just bury or explode from them. In fact, research shows that simply naming an emotion with a caring adult present calms the stress centers in a child's brain. So, even if your child shouts, "I hate the baby," or starts acting babyish themselves, try to see the message underneath. It means, "I miss feeling special and safe here too." When you stay calm and empathetic, you model how to handle jealousy with wisdom, not with punishment or embarrassment. Second, build in special time just for your older child, even if it's just 10 minutes a day. It sounds simple, but this is the emotional vitamin your child's nervous system is craving. It doesn't have to be fancy or expensive. Even 10 minutes of you choose, play no phones, no baby, just us sends a message louder than words. You matter to me. You are not forgotten. Maybe it's reading their favorite book in a whisper voice after the baby's asleep. Maybe it's a 2-song dance party in the kitchen, or letting them help you fold laundry while you share silly stories. Don't underestimate the power of simple moments done with full presence. This time together, even in tiny pockets, helps refill the connection fuel tank so your child can tolerate all the changes and get back to natural curiosity instead of defensiveness. Third, create jobs of importance for your older child, but without forcing them into a caregiving role. For many children, feeling useful and included softens the sting of feeling replaced. You can invite them to be your special helper in age-appropriate ways, handing you the diaper cream, picking out a song to calm the baby, or being the door knocker when you bring the stroller inside from walks. The goal is to make sure your older child still feels valuable in the new family constellation, but also respected for their own stage, their own needs, and their individuality. You can say, "The baby is so lucky to have you as a big brother or sister, and I love spending time with just you too." This honors their need to belong and be seen. Fourth, and equally important, hold gentle but firm boundaries around aggression or unsafe behavior. It's completely natural for jealousy to bubble up as hitting, yelling, or grabbing toys. While you validate the feelings behind those actions, your child still needs to learn that hurting themselves, you, or the baby is not okay. The key is to separate the feeling from the action. You can calmly say, "I see you're really upset, but I can't let you hit the baby. I will help both of you stay safe." If needed, gently separate the children and offer comfort, not shame. Over time, repeat this simple script. All feelings are okay. Some actions are not safe. I will help you. By doing this, you're showing your child how to handle big feelings, setting the stage for true self-control, not fear-based obedience. If you've ever felt like your heart is torn between your children, or if the sibling tension is so loud that you find yourself longing for quiet, please pause and comment below about your own experience. What has surprised or challenged you most about sibling dynamics? And if you know another parent going through this, please consider sharing this video with them. So many parents feel completely alone, but you're absolutely not. Let's revisit what's happening beneath the bad behavior. Sibling jealousy isn't a flaw to be stamped out. It's a cry for reassurance. You're building your child's brain architecture every time you attune to their needs, instead of dismissing them. Research on early childhood shows that children who feel safe to express complex emotions, jealousy, anger, sadness, without being judged, are actually less likely to act out in lasting ways. They develop more empathy for others, more confidence to face new changes, and stronger skills in self-regulation because they are learning what it feels like to be soothed and seen by their most important grown-up. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect, just good enough most days. Kids don't need a parent who never gets tired or frustrated. They need a parent who is willing to repair and reconnect. So if you've had a day where the meltdowns and fights felt endless, remember, every day is a new opportunity to choose connection. You're building secure attachment that will last their lifetime. Here's a quick example from a real family. When Sarah's second child arrived, her 4-year-old son started waking every night, demanding to sleep in her bed, and threw toys across the room whenever the baby cried. Instead of punishing him or telling him to grow up, she tried narrating what he was feeling. During the day, she'd say, "It's so different having a baby here. Sometimes it's really hard, and it's okay to be mad about it." She set aside 10 minutes for special mommy-son time every evening. Just the two of them, reading and drawing. Over time, the aggression subsided, and her son began to help with simple baby tasks. What changed wasn't just his behavior, it was his trust that he hadn't lost his place in her heart. And remember, it's not only the big gestures that matter, but the hundreds of micro moments. A shared look, a hand squeeze while passing in the hallway, laughing together at a silly moment. Everyone counts towards your child's sense of, "I am still loved and safe here." Let's recap the heart of this message. When sibling jealousy starts to show up as bad behavior, don't rush to fix or squash it. Start by naming the normalcy of the feeling. Build in little bits of special time. Your connection is the medicine. Find ways for your older child to be included and important, but don't make them mini adults. And always hold boundaries around safety with compassion, not shame. This is what builds emotional intelligence, the capacity to grow from hard feelings, not be ruled by them. Today, before you go, try choosing just one of these gentle shifts, maybe a special 10-minute playtime, or simply narrating your child's feelings in a hard moment. Notice how your child softens, your own heart maybe relaxes, and your family's sense of enoughness grows a little stronger. If you found these ideas helpful, please like this video, subscribe to Calm Roots Parenting for more practical wisdom, and tell us in the comments what's the age difference between your children and what's been your biggest sibling challenge so far. Your story could help another parent feel less alone. For more support on emotional sibling dynamics, check out our next video, How to Repair Sibling Conflict Without Taking Sides. Remember, you're not just raising siblings, you're building connection architects for life.